like to invite this Sunday, once a year for those who are new here. We have a camping program called St. Stephen's Summer Camp. It's 5 weeks of camp. This week is actually week 4 of the program, starting today. But most of the kids from our parish go week 2, which was 2 weeks ago, campers and staff and myself. And so I'd like to invite our campers and staff, our people that went week 2, to please come up here, those who wish to, and to give us a little bit of testimony, reflection on what the experience was like. You hear from me every Sunday. It's nice for you to hear from them. So come on up here, guys, and we'll hear from our campers and staff. It would be helpful if you guys say your name and what you did at camp. Like I was in St. Catherine's cabin, or I was a counselor, or whatever. Say who you are so that people will know who you are and what you're doing here. Okay. That's good.
All right. Should I? Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Artemis, and this was my 9th year at St. Stephen's and my 3rd year as a counselor. I was a counselor with Elizabeth in St. Catherine's cabin, which is the middle-aged girls. And St. Stephen's is really just such a special place. It's really nice to be in a bubble where you're disconnected from the world, disconnected from your phone, and everyone really just understands you. And it's really beautiful to build your faith together. And I am so grateful for my co-counselor and for my amazing campers. And it was really awesome to just get to see them get to know each other and encourage each other. And thank you also to Father for everything that you do and everything that you do that we don't know about. So I love St. Stephen's.
I'm Maria Palios, and this was my 4th year at St. Stephen's. I was in St. Euphemia, the oldest girls' cabin, and I love St. Stephen's. It's like a second home to me. I have made so many memories. All of my friends, we all go together, and I get so much closer with them every year, and we get closer to God, and we do that together, and it's just a really special place. My counselors were amazing. They're not here today, but I love them, and I miss them. Thank you to Father. Like, you run the best week at camp, hands down. And thank you for everything that you do for all of us. Yeah, I love camp.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. This was my, I think, 6th year at camp, my 1st year as a counselor. I was with Artemis and St. Catherine. And it was definitely my favorite year of camp so far. It was a whole new perspective of camp, getting to see how it all kind of runs behind the scenes. And it was really fun just getting to know a new group of girls and helping them bond and encourage each other. And again, like everyone's saying, camp is just a second home for us, and it's just a sanctuary and a nice break from the rest of the world. So thank you again to Father for the amazing week, and yeah, can't wait to go back next year.
Hi, I'm Victoria. This is my 2nd time at camp. I was in St. Helen. I love camp. It's so much fun. I had amazing counselors, Penny and Madeline. I had my best friends with me, and I made a lot of new friends that I absolutely love. Camp is a place where you can grow your bonds with not only your friends, but also God, and I love it.
Hi, I'm Maggie. I was in St. Helen. This is my 1st year at camp. It was so much fun. I got to meet a lot of new people, and I got to make a lot of new friends that I can't wait to see next year. And I know some people that came to camp. It was just so much fun. Everything we did, I loved it. I was a little bit nervous to come at first, but it just felt instantly like home. And it was just amazing. I had the best counselors. Thank you, Father, for everything you did.
Hi, my name is Emily Nicolo, and this was my 3rd year going to St. Stephen's, and I was in St. Euphemia, the oldest girls' cabin. Camp is one of my favorite places because I get to improve my friendships with everyone here, and I've met really good people at camp, and I look forward to it every year. And this was probably one of my favorite years this year, and I just can't wait to go next year.
Hi, I'm Tula. This is my 5th year at camp,
and I was in St. Effie, which is the oldest girls' cabin. And camp is just really like one of my favorite things ever. Like, I look forward to it every year. I've made my best friends there. Like, I've met so many people. I really don't, I know I wouldn't be like the person I am today without St. Stephen's. I just love it so much. And I will definitely be back as a counselor because it was my last year being able to go as a camper. And thank you so much to Father for everything you do because you make camp. So it's just so fun. Thank you for everything.
Hi, I'm Maria. This was my third year at camp, and I was in St. Catherine, and my counselors were amazing. They were Artemis and Elizabeth, and camp is one of my best experiences I have done, and I would go if you can.
Hi, I'm Pulpy. This was my fourth year at camp. I was in St. Ephemia with most of these girls. Camp is definitely a place where I feel like I can finally like embrace my faith, be with people that love me. It's really sad to see some of the older girls in my cabin leave because I started my camp experience with them. But I would encourage anyone to go to St. Stephen's. It's definitely one of the most special experiences you'll ever have in your entire life. And thank you to Father for staying by my side and just being like one of the people that I can go to if I ever need anything. So.
I'm Ariana Thatcher. This was my second year at camp. I was in St. Ephemia, the oldest girls' cabin. And if you have the opportunity to go to camp, you definitely should go. It was so much fun, and I feel so much closer to God. And I learned a lot of good lessons at camp, and I'm just so grateful that I was able to go this year, and I'm really excited for next year.
Hello, my name is Nicholas, and this is my third year at St. Stephen's, and I was in St. Luke, and it was really fun. Probably the best year I've had so far, and I really enjoyed everything that happened. A highlight for me was carrying the logs around, and yeah.
Hi, my name is George Zenek. I was also in St. Luke, which is the oldest boys' cabin. I think my favorite part of this year was just getting to know like all the new people that were in my cabin and kind of reconnecting with like people that I only see at camp. It's just great to just form that bond. It's over a week, but it feels like so much longer because you're just like you're all together. You're all like having these conversations and spending so much time together, and it's just always one of the best times of the year.
Hi, I'm PJ. I was also in St. Luke, which, as you've heard 2 other times, is the oldest boys' cabin. The highlight for me was probably the amazing race because it was really challenging and fun and emphasized teamwork.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Akrotirianakis. Don't try to pronounce my last name because it has 14 letters. This was my fourth year at St. Stephen's Camp. I was in St. Luke, which is the oldest guy's cabin. I had an absolutely amazing time. I learned a lot about how to be a better Christian man. I really enjoyed the fact that we carried 4 logs across the rope swing on the ropes course, something that had never ever been done in the history of camp.
Hi, I'm Teddy, and this is my third year at camp in St. Mark. And one of the best things about this week was building stronger relationships with the many friends I made there and just getting closer to God. And I look forward to going back next year, and anybody who hasn't gone, you need to go.
Hi, I'm Nick Carter. This was my third year at camp. I was in St. Luke, and it was a great year for me while it lasted. We had great time with all the boys in the cabin. Just all the people that you meet, you feel like you've known them for your whole life, but you can count on your fingers how many days you've seen them.
Hi, I'm Kenny. This was my third year. I was in St. Mark, and at the beginning of the week, I got to know new people that were like friends, but at the end, they turned to like brothers. And I can't wait to see them next year and form a better relationship with them.
I'm Carter. This is my 9th time at camp, 5th time as a counselor. It's just great to give back to the place that nurtured us in the faith and just kind of see how they're all growing spiritually.
Hi, I'm Philip, and this is my third year, and I was in St. Nick. I just had a really good time, and I made many wonderful new friends, and I can't wait to see them next year.
Hi, I'm Madeline. This is my 4th year at camp, my first year as a counselor. Going in as a counselor was kind of scary at first. I didn't really know exactly what to do. Or, like, I don't know. It was very scary at first, but at the end of the week, it was very rewarding because all the girls, like, they would say things to Penny and I about how much they loved it. And a lot of them, it was their first week, but they were really excited to come back next year and saying they had a really great time. So I would encourage anyone who can still go as a camper, go as a camper. If not, go as a counselor because it's really, like, truly just as rewarding of an experience. And I had a really great time. So, yeah.
My name is Penny, and I was a counselor with Madeline in St. Helen. This was my third year going to camp, and my first year as a counselor. And it was just so much fun. The girls were hilarious. They were so fun to work with. And like Madeline said, at the end of the week, with most of those girls like having their first year at camp, just hearing them be like, oh, I can't wait to come back next year. I had so much fun was just really cool. And St. Stephen's is a great place, and I will love it for the rest of my life.
Hi, I'm Constantine. This was my first year at camp. I was in St. Nick's. I had a really fun time at camp. I got to meet a lot of new people and friends. I got really good counselors. One of them was Carter, and he was really fun. And yeah, I'm excited to go back next year.
All right, I'm Father Stavros. This is my 20th year going to camp. I'm old. In the messenger in August, you'll read many testimonials from our kids, a lot longer than what they said up here off the cuff. Some of the things that I like about camp, one of the things that is a big thrill for me is watching our kids that are counselors, remembering when they were like 7th graders, when they were like the first year going there and they were like unsure and scared, and then, you know, I'm the priest and they're like the camper, and now we're like peers, co-workers. Like, that's a big thrill for me to do that. Something else that I like about camp is that everybody checks their cool card there. I'm sure, parents and people who are hearing stories about camp, you're like, what the heck, what do you guys do up there, carrying logs and things like that? But things that if you said, we're going to do this, like, right now, after church, you'd be like, this is ridiculous. Why would you do that? But when you go up there and everyone kind of checks their cool card and takes away their electronics, which does an amazing thing. When you put the electronics away for a week, you actually start talking to people like we're supposed to do. And doing like team building things instead of on my own team because I'm on the phone and I have nobody else around me. It's really awesome what happens there. And this formula that works for kids, it actually works for adults. I wish we could take a group of adults up there and have like an adult camp. We could kind of do a mini version of that here without going anywhere. But the whole idea of like checking your cool card and saying like I want to grow closer to God and grow closer to other people is really awesome. During the week, just about 100% of everyone who goes to camp goes to confession, our kids and our staff. And this is something that a lot of adults, for some reason, don't do. It's very liberating for them. It's very renewing to be able to come and just be honest about where you are in your faith. And even though I'm heartbroken by some of the stories that I hear, I'm inspired because at least we're honest. And so much of the world is not honest, it's just fake. And so it's nice to be, as someone said, in a bubble where it's safe to be honest. That was really refreshing. So I thank our young people, our Goyans, and our staff for a wonderful week of camp. It was just beautiful you would be very happy with how they represent our community. And this is the best way to get our youth connected to Christ and to each other because we're there for a long time. So those of you who have younger kids who are looking at these kids, one day your kids will be this old, and I hope that you'll consider sending them to our summer camp as well as to Sunday school and Goya and things that we have here for our kids. We only have till they're 18 to make sure that the faith is theirs and not ours, and the camp is a great way to do that. Anyway, thank you, all you guys, for